Welcome to yoga. Thank you for coming. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I'm sharing this from Melody Beattie. All parts of the journey are sacred and holy. Take time now to honor the beginning. It's the beginning of a year. It's the beginning of our practice. And in yoga, we focus on beginner's mind. There's always something to learn, and we start new each time, and that's one of the things I love the most about it. You can never learn it all parts of the journey are sacred and holy. Take time now to honor the beginning. And bring your hand one to the belly and one to your heart center, and connect to your breath, noticing your belly rise and fall. Notice your chest filling up and emptying out. Not forcing, but allowing for a complete inhale and exhale. And feel free to change the shape of your legs at any time. I just want you to be comfortable and give yourself permission to honor yourself right here for showing up. And without judging, notice the quality of your breathing. You may notice your hands rise and fall. You may sense the breath leaving and entering your nostrils. A couple more breaths right here, this moment. And bring both hands now to touch in front of your heart center. Grateful that we are together to practice, that we can practice beginner's mind, less attachment and just more acceptance about what is in the here and now. And as we practice today, of course, we have our gentle class, but you honor yourself. Do what you can, rest when you want, rest as long as you want. It's never about doing more or creating a competition with yourself or others. So just be you. Let's send some love out from our hearts outward into the world, into our community, to each other. And when you're ready, release and hug your knees in toward your chest. You can be still here or maybe rock side to side. And keep your legs together, but let's take them around in a circle. It can be a big circle or small. Feeling a little massage maybe on your pelvis, sacrum, maybe the low back. And the legs stay together as you circle. One more, and then you'll switch direction. Keep noticing your breath as we start moving. And come back to center. Let your legs and your arms float up into resting bug. You can circle your ankles and your wrists. Have a bend in your knees if that feels good, or I don't know, it might feel good to straighten your legs. You can explore the movement in your body today. Circling ankles and wrists in the other direction. And then maybe letting the limbs move, just a little gentle movement, arms and legs. And bring your limbs down, stretch your legs out, and stretch your arms somewhere, maybe up and over, maybe out in a T, but just kind of stretch your body. Find some space and take a couple deep breaths here. You can always take a big sigh as you exhale. It's nice because, when we do that in class, sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, why is she exhaling that way? But here we're all muted, so you can really let go. And draw your knees back into your chest. And this time, one hand on each knee, and we'll circle the legs. Each leg making a circle now. Try to let your arms do most of the work. The legs are just along for the ride. One more in this direction, and then we'll switch. One more in this direction. And release. Stretch your legs out. And this time, walk your right leg to the right, and then let your left leg follow. You don't have to go very far. Right leg goes to the right, and the left leg follows, and you'll feel probably a little stretch on the outer hip, outer thigh. If you want more, you can reach your arms up and over. And if you want more, you can even scoot your upper body the same direction as your legs are going. So you end up looking like a banana. The upper body part can be a little funky, a little shimmy asana. So if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and that's okay. Deep breath into your side body. And then the side that feels contracted, because it is, take a deep breath into that side. And bring yourself all the way back to center. Take your time, releasing the arms, doing all the Scoot-asana that you need. Take a breath in the center. Then left leg to the left, and your right leg follows. Check in with that part first, I usually feel it right about where a pocket would be, but we're all different. And then maybe your arms reach. Maybe you scoot upper body over, creating that banana or crescent moon shape. Deep breath into this open, extended side of your body. And then into the contracted side. Make your way back to center. Whole body inhale. Whole body exhale. Bend your knees and take your feet a little wider than your hips. We'll do windshield wipers, and you can add your neck if you'd like, turning the head the opposite way of your knees. I like my arms out in a T, but you can certainly adjust. So the knees will go to one side, and maybe you'll turn your head to the opposite side. And you'll move back and forth with great love and care for your body. Notice your body breathing as you take this kind of twisty, stretchy warm up. If you would like to pause for a few breaths on one side, do that. Otherwise, continue side to side or stop and rest. You might even like to stretch out in a Shavasana for a couple of breaths. Switching sides if you're holding. Making your way back to center, pausing in the center. Just take a couple full breaths, maybe remembering hand on belly, hand on heart center. It's such a good way to connect, even throughout your day. If you just feel frazzled or agitated, or maybe everything's just smooth sailing, just stop and take a couple of breaths with your hand on your belly and on your heart center. It's nice. Release your arms by your sides. Knees are bent, feet are hip distance apart. You can slide your pillow out or not. This is for bridge lifts. So if you need the support under your head, you'll keep it. We'll first start with the arms down. Press your heels down a lot and lift your hips up off the ground and then lower them back down. Very mindful movement. The legs and the buttocks are active and strong. Doesn't matter how high you lift up, you're just going in a way that you're feeling the muscles working. And you might inhale to lift and exhale to lower, but feel free to just breathe. Rest if you'd like, continue moving if you'd like, or come up into a bridge and hold. Continue breathing, but holding the shape, pressing down through your heels a lot. You're trying to go right through your mat, right through the floor, right into the earth. One more big full breath. And lower all the way down. Inhale here. Exhale here. And this time we'll add the arms, pressing down through your heels tremendously, lifting your hips, letting your arms float up and over, and then coming back down. Again, you can use an inhale to lift and an exhale to lower, or just let your breath find its way. Your arms do not have to touch the floor behind you. Wherever they go is exactly the right place. Resting or continuing up and down, or coming up and holding a bridge. Maybe the arms are up and over, holding, but don't hold your breath. You might feel some work, some excitement on your backside. Woo! That's good news. One more breath. And everything comes back down. Let your arms rest and just take a couple gentle wipers. They don't have to be very big, just in case the low back got cranky at all during that, maybe just letting that go. Good. And then hug your knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe you want to go up and kiss your knees. They're kind of far away at this moment, but I can try. Maybe I can reach and just Blow a kiss. Thank you to your knees and thank you to your spine. And then release. Let's take a supported bridge. So you have a cushion, a pillow of some sort you can use. Or if you have a yoga block, I'm going to tell you that you can use the yoga block. The difference is one is squishy and one isn't. So the block is more supportive because it's harder. There's not really any cush to it. But I want you to do the one that feels good. If you don't have a block, then your decision is made. But you can kind of test both if you do have a block and see where you want to be today. You can add your pillow back in or not. And we'll take supported bridge, a little inversion. A couple of options for the legs. You can keep your feet grounded. You could take them just a tiny bit wider and let your knees fall together. That feels nice. Some of you may even want to take your legs up into the sky. You can do that as well. There's time, you could probably do all three things. Arms are wherever they feel comfortable. When we take our awareness to our inhales and exhales. Notice where your mind is. If you wandered off, just come right back. Begin again. There's our beginner's mind, just honoring the beginning, each breath. And you might change position of your legs and then go right back to your breath. And let's take 8 more breaths here in this inversion. And yogi's choice. If you're on a cushion, you might want to stay on it. We're going to do some things like hug the leg in. We'll make our way to thread the needle. If you're fine on the block, okay. I don't find that super comfortable right now, so I would change to the cushion, or you can come all the way down onto your mat. So yogi's choice. Cushion, I would say, or on your mat. And once you arrive, keep your right leg on the ground and hug your left leg in. You can keep your right leg bent, or you could straighten it all the way out. If you're on the cushion, you're going to feel a little more stretch on the front of your right thigh that way, but still plenty on the ground. If your right leg is straight, please bend it. And you can stay here hugging your left leg in, or some of you may want to play with half happy baby. You can hold your foot or your shin or the back of your knee. Taking a few breaths. You can explore straightening the right leg out again. That will be a lot with half happy baby. So move mindfully. I expect to see you on Thursday. I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, my hips. If your right leg is straight, go ahead and bend it. Release half happy baby. Release hugging the leg. Straighten both legs out and just pause. And just notice what you notice. Take a few breaths right here. And both knees bend. If you're on your cushion and you feel like you got kind of discombobulated, just lift your pelvis a little, adjust your cushion. Hug your right leg in. Keep your left leg bent, or you can straighten it out. We'll start with this Ardha Apanasana. Bending your left knee, still hugging your right leg in, or exploring half happy baby on this side. It's really nice. I don't know, I guess it's a cheat, but I do like taking the arm and kind of hooking it at the back of the knee, like in my knee pit. It's just another way to find the shape of happy baby without the big reach. I mean, I was blessed with 40-foot long arms, so reaching my foot is not the problem, but sometimes nice to choose a different variation. And maybe you'll straighten the left leg out again or not. A few deep breaths here. And bend left leg, release your right leg. Keep your knees bent or straighten both legs out. Maybe reach your arms up. Big body breath, whole body inhaling, whole body exhaling. And release your arms. Bend your knees. And one more time, we'll hug in the left leg. No, let's go whichever. Just hug one leg in. I forgot which one I did first, and I don't want you to be a mess. So hug one leg in and hold behind your thigh this time. And then you'll straighten and bend the left leg. We're looking for calves, hamstrings. While you're straightening and bending, consider pointing the foot for a few. And then you can also flex the ankle for a few. You'll find different parts of the back of your leg. And you can also just let your foot and ankle relax. That's fine. And release, switch sides. Hugging, a comfortable hug with the leg, and then straightening and bending. Doesn't matter if the leg goes all the way straight, doesn't matter at all. You find sensation of stretch, maybe exploring with the ankle movement. When I point, I even find a stretch along the shin, so that's kind of nice. And when we flex the ankle, depends, but I feel a lot of calves. I still get some good hamstring stuff. And release second side. Yogi's choice. You might like to rest here in any shape, or you could hug your knees in like an upside down child's pose, knees wide and maybe toes or part of the feet touching. And some of you may want to find happy baby full, both sides. And you can also invite a little rocking. You can also do a double cheat where you hook your hands, and I've got the forearms here behind my knees. So this works. wherever you want to hold. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. You might even sigh it out on your exhales. And back to center, releasing the legs. We'll start with knees bent. We may end up straightening the legs. And we're going to do some of these push-ups where we take the arms and we push up toward the sky, and then we lower the arms. They're close to the body as if we were doing a push-up, but thank goodness we're lying on our backs. Now, if you have your blocks and you want to use your blocks, you can do that. You just put one on each hand carefully, don't drop them. You could even use your pillows, but don't worry. Whatever you have or nothing at all, there's plenty of work to be done. You create a little resistance coming down and a little resistance pushing up. Don't forget to breathe. Well, next time your arms are up, you'll pause. And then you'll turn your arms clockwise and counterclockwise. Don't drop your blocks or whatever prop you're using. Just turning. You can feel this in the forearms, in the wrists. We're turning all the way from the shoulder joint, clockwise and counterclockwise. And then back to center. Keep your legs bent, or perhaps straighten your legs out. Flex your ankles. Be very strong in your legs as if you were standing. And then we will reach. Those are tricky. W's and R's. We will reach one arm back and then up toward the sky. And then the other arm reaching back and up. Just reaching. Any little bit is great. It's fine. It's amazing. It's enough. You might even do both arms at once, managing, balancing the blocks. Keep your ribs down. Sometimes they want to flare open and you end up in a back bend. That's not illegal, but let's, for this, keep the ribs down. And we'll just do, I think, about 96 more. Just kidding. Let's do one more. And then the arms come down all the way down. If you have your blocks, you just kind of clap them together and then you can place them off to the side. Just let your arms kind of wiggle and you can move your fingers and roll your wrists. And we'll take a gentle twist. So, choice one, bend your knees and let your knees fall to one side. You might even add a pillow under the knees. Arms can be out in a T, and you can turn your head the opposite way of your knees. If you feel like you like a more traditional twist, you can draw the knees in and then drop the knees to one side, arms in a T, and maybe looking the opposite way. Get yourself comfortable, even though there's twisting happening, rotation. And then connect to your breath. Let your breath be full. And let your body kind of release into the twist. Especially you'll notice on the exhales, there's kind of a softening and an accepting of the shape. Bring your head back to neutral, and then bring your legs back to center. Adjust any way that you need. Move your cushion to the other side if you're using it. Feet down and knees go to the side, or hugging knees in and knees to the side. Arms in the T, head where it's comfortable. Breathing in, breathing out, honoring your body and your practice today, honoring this new year. Bring your head back to center. Bring your legs back to center. Hug your knees in. Give yourself another squeeze. Maybe even draw up if that doesn't bother your neck, going up toward your knees. Huggy, hug, hug, hug. And when we release, we'll unfold into Shavasana and place your cushions under your thighs. Cover up with a blanket if you'd like. Just a few minutes of rest here, but you can always stay longer. When we end class, you can always rest more. That's yummy. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms up or down. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Feel free to make the choice to stay and rest longer. Otherwise, let your whole body begin to breathe deeper, fuller. Wiggle your toes, fingers. Maybe take a full body stretch. Bend your knees and roll to one side into fetal pose. Pose of new beginnings. Honoring the beginning of this year and our time together. And we'll come up to sit. Bringing hands together in front of your heart. Thank you for being here, for showing up. Here we are, starting a new year, and who would have thought that we would be here on Zoom? So we'll be grateful that we can practice together, create this community. Take great care of yourselves. Namaste.